Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sodaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling Podcast.
Just drinking water. Yeah.
Oh, I'm drinking I just started drooling as I'm drinking my energy drink.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
And
Sometimes
the
I'll be
rest of
petting
us,
Wilma and I'll just like drool and be like, oh my.
why? Do you think it's just because you're so happy?
I think maybe because my mouth is just like, you're so beautiful.
Let's
Oh
not have
my
a cat
God.
fight, kitty cats. Betsy, what's up?
Hey, Marcy. I was just catching up on some Olympics. I love them so much.
Yeah.
I love the
We
Olympics
love
so
the
much.
Olympics. We're
They're so fun.
pro-Olympics. Yeah.
They're so fun.
They're the most funs. I haven't been watching any, but I was like, I'll catch up. That's a good thing about them. You can catch up later.
That's true. Marcy, you got to watch. They're so fun.
I know. I signed up for the lottery because it's going to be in LA in 28. So
Yeah, I did too.
Maybe-
We'll see what
maybe we'll-
happens. Or I'll leave. Or I will leave and go on a vacation during that time because it might be nuts.
it might be nuts. Honestly, the world might boycott us.
I hope so.
We'll see. I mean, I hope that we're in a
Or by
better
then
spot.
yes. Hopefully by
Um,
then we're in a better spot. But
My God. So I don't know when this one will come out, this episode, but I won't get into the nitty gritty of politics, but let me see when this will come out. This will come out. This will come out next week. So I won't get into the nitty gritty of politics, but recently Obama was on a podcast and he
Yes.
was being asked about aliens, and he essentially said that yes, aliens are real. And so Donald Trump said yesterday that he said, release the files on aliens, just aliens though, just release the files on aliens. He's like, I want everyone wants to know about the aliens. And so we're going to release the files. The American people
like,
deserve to know the truth.
distract.
Honestly, a mothership could come down
We
right now.
already know it. Like we already know they're here.
You could be like, the entire state of Nebraska is all aliens, and we haven't been telling you since the 60s. I could learn that. I still want to unredact the Epstein files.
We don't give a shit about anything.
But I was like,
Arrest
that is
everybody.
that is so funny. He's like, he was like, I'm declaring.
Good Lord.
Hell, whatever. Honestly, do you know that like when all the other when the Navy or Air Force their files were declassified in 2020 was like around the pandemic, and I was like, every time something big is happening, they're like, hey guys, there's aliens.
There are aliens.
There's aliens around.
There are aliens. It's
Fine.
interesting because it does feel like, years and years ago, that would be gigantic news. And it's now just like, okay, we don't care. We don't care. We need to focus on what's going on on this planet.
Also, we have such ADHD that we can learn that and then move on in 3 minutes. Give us more.
Yeah.
We need more. We need more info.
They want that to happen. That is
but
so wild.
we can stay mad. But I think we can stay mad about a lot of stuff. People have been still on Nancy Guthrie. People are still on. Like we could juggle. We could juggle our information.
Of course.
Give it to us, I say. Anyway, that's
Try.
nothing. Nothing spooky has happened to me. I just was like, I like literally guffawed out loud when I saw it.
Yeah. That's really.
Anything spooky with you?
Nothing too spooky. Let me think. No, nothing too spooky right now.
Well,
No ghost story. Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
slow time of year.
I guess so. Yeah. I can't wait for Halloween.
I will say I'm very into right now. It's a crazy time because there was like was it our solar eclipse, the Lunar New Year, or Ramadan's happening? Like everything is happening right
Yeah.
now. And
Yeah.
I'm feeling a shift. Everything's shifting. We're shifting, guys.
Okay. Good or just anything?
Good. Well, I think that's sort of not to get too philosophical, but good and bad are,
yes.
too binary sometimes.
True.
And
True. Where it's like a shift can be anything.
And sometimes bad things can happen that lead to the greater good. And I think
Right. A lot of times that's what happens.
Important. And then also maybe there's no good or bad things just happen. I don't know.
Right. I saw there's NPR. Sorry, this reminded me of just this morning an NPR headline of like a woman's upset at ChatGPT because it told her she would meet her soulmate on this specific date at this specific time. And of course, nobody showed up. And she's like all bummed and like, what?
What does ChatGPT know, guys? Stop it.
Stop it.
Look, I think there's some legitimate reasons to use AI. But just asking bullshit questions.
Yeah. We already have a thing where we can ask bullshit questions too.
Google.
Yeah.
Like,
come on.
Because it's so, if you don't know, look up the water crisis that ChatGPT is causing and really think about whether or not your little question or your little animation you want to make is worth it. Now, again, some things are like necessary, but it should just be necessary stuff,
only be necessary. Yeah. But that made me giggle of like her being like, I'm so mad and sad and upset. And it's like, what the fuck? What do you think? What did you think?
Whoever runs that ChatGPT should be like, you get to go to therapy now.
Yes.
Something's broken.
Something's up. But
I'm going to predict that we are 5 years away from a huge technology like dumping.
Getting rid of?
I think a lot of things are going to go by the wayside that we're our phones track us too much. We're on them too much. There are things, hopefully podcasts survive because of if you think about it, last night I went to a restaurant and they were playing Casey Kasem Top 40.
Fun.
And I was like,
Casey Kasem.
We've always been listening to stories. That's as old as time.
Yes.
So I think we'll survive. I don't know, babe. So anyway, that's my little
find out
rant.
We'll find out.
If not, whatever. All right, I'm going to just dive into
Let's do it.
To the stuff we all came for.
Yes.
And this email is titled My Listener Stories Part 3.
Nice.
I love it. I love a trilogy.
We love a trilogy.
Ever heard of a little thing called Twilight?
Huh? Back to the Future 3?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Have you heard of that?
Probably Jaws. I don't know.
There's definitely Jaws 3, which I think is 3D.
Sick. All right. Hi, Betsy and Marcy. I first want to say how much I love your podcast and how much your podcast and the select podcasts I listen to, like Monsters Among Us and Bigfoot Collectors Club, brings joy to my life. Hell yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Always love a shout out to our brothers over at Bigfoot Collectors Club.
Yeah, we love them.
I'm licking my armpits
brothers,
like the
lick
bushwhackers.
Your armpits.
That joy is right between my cats and husband, but I won't say which one of those two is higher up on the pecking order.
Yeah.
So I've been sending you experiences I have had over the past 100 years, and I wanted to tell you some more. Yes, this is email 3, but I swear all these things have happened to either myself and husband together.
Yes.
Plus, I have sent more cat pics that you can enjoy and display if you'd like. Hell yes.
We will.
So the first set of stories I have involve more aliens. Spooksies.
Aliens. There we go.
You said Trump, I will provide. One WTF situation I was in when I was living at my mom's house. It was very late at night and I had my TV on. I was about to go to sleep when all of a sudden I hear a kind of hum from outside.
Ew.
Betsy.
Ew.
Yours was a deep breath, though, not a hum.
Mine
but
was breathing. Yeah.
I didn't think too much of it, but then I had a quick blackout, then promptly went to a brownout. The TV didn't even have a chance to turn off completely. It was that fast of a transition. From there, the sound of the hum became steady and it wasn't sounding like it was coming closer. I then started to have my own brownout moment. So I'm looking around and all of a sudden I start to hear really light footsteps coming from above me. And the direction they are going is towards my window. I don't see
What?
any light source from outside either, but there is 100% something walking up on my roof.
And it's not Santa?
Yeah, was this Christmas?
Was it Christmas time and was it Santa?
Let's see. Something inside me got really ballsy and said, I'm not in the mood. Did I think it would work? No, but I swear as soon as I said that, the walking stopped. I could hear the hum still, but after a few seconds, that hum started to get further and further away until it was almost gone and the lights went back to normal. Was I
What?
able to sleep afterwards? No.
No
But at least I
way.
stood up for myself to aliens. Hell yes.
Wow. Cool.
I think that's the tactic that should always be implemented. Like just say something like,
Right. Be like, I know you're here. Oh, okay. Okay.
even in a human situation, I think,
Yeah.
maybe not every time, trust your gut, but
Yeah. 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 You know, read the room or,
suss it out.
suss it out. Suss it out.
All right. WTF moment 2. This also happened at my mom's house. What the I need to know where your mom is. It in the middle of the woods? Is it in the desert?
Right.
What's
In
going
the
on?
desert. Where's your mom living?
Yeah. A little alien just running across your roof. Let's see.
Nasty.
Also, you know what it made me think of? Years ago. Oh God, what is the show where there's a detective and a psychic medium?
Dead
And
files.
Dead Files. And she draws pictures for people and they're telling the story of this thing running around the roof and like what it looks like. And she goes, does it look like this? And it's a werewolf on the side of a house like this, like with its arms out, like it's walking like an Egyptian.
That is so funny. I would love if she's like, I'm pretty bad at arms and hands, so I just always draw them in walking like an Egyptian.
Okay, WTF moment 2. This also happened at my mom's house.
Funny.
This time I was having a dream that I was in bed and all of a sudden I was woken up by a light coming from outside. I just right now can't remember the color of the light. I was a bit disoriented, but I felt like I was in danger. Right then and there, I see something coming through my wall. Yes, like a ghost. It wasn't a ghost, but it was an alien being that looked like it was an insect. I stared and I just tried to jump out of bed and run, but I couldn't. When I
Oh,
landed on my feet, I landed bad and I twisted my left ankle. That's when I woke up. When I woke up, it felt like it had just happened and I felt dizzy and nauseous. I got out of bed and as soon as my feet touched the floor, my left ankle just
ankle.
hurt like hell. What'd you
What
say?
the I was saying ankle hurt. Fuck.
It continued to hurt for a few days, but on the outside, I didn't have any bruising, swelling, nothing. To this day, I don't really want to find out if it was a dream or not.
Ugh. Fuck. What do you think
That's
that
nuts.
was?
I mean, when coupled with the feeling dizzy and nauseous, that makes me think there could be some sort of like radiation, like from
Ugh.
another something that's come into the atmosphere, or that like
Right.
it's powered by something that's making you feel that kind of crazy,
Right. Oh, there was an Unsolved Mysteries, I've talked about it. It freaked me out as a kid where like this mom and her kids, they were driving down the road and then like a huge light they saw something in the sky and a huge light like shone down on the car and they were all like, "Oh my god, what is this? What is this?" And then they got crazy
Yes.
sick for the next
Yes.
couple of days.
Because radiation poisoning is like a real thing, but maybe it's not quite radiation.
Like our sense of radiation or whatever.
It could just be another thing that our bodies aren't used to, so
Yes.
it's causing that kind of physical
Yes.
reaction. We're scientists.
Ew, we're scientists.
We're doing science, and
We're
everyone talks about it.
doctors. Everybody's talking about our science we're doing.
I put on my doctor hat.
The classic doctor hat. Hello.
Hello. Hello, Curtsy. Hello. Okay,
Hey.
WTF moment 3. This was later on, around 2005, early 2006. I was planning to visit Puerto Rico for the first time, and also it was going to be the first time I would meet my future husband, my male version of Morticia Adams. That's funny.
Awesome. That's a great description. Caramia.
We had been talking through MySpace. Nothing salacious, just talking about normal stuff like horror movies, Ouija
Cool.
boards, ghosts, and topics you'd probably want to leave in the middle of a date. That's romance to me, so.
That's a dream come true.
Absolutely. So anyways, on my trip, my best friend, her girlfriend, and mom decided to take a trail hike in the El Unqua, I don't know that I said that correctly, rainforest to get to a waterfall. During the hike, I saw that there were trails that were in plain sight, but there started to be some brush growing over part of the trail. I decided to tell my best friend that I would catch up with them in a bit, that I was going to take one of these trails to one of the picnic sites displayed in the trail directional signs.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
We're simply saying no to that.
Please don't.
Don't. So I'm walking on my own on the trail, and the trail starts to look very underused. Yeah, because it's grown over.
You shouldn't be walking down it.
Like they hadn't been taken care of in a while. So as I'm walking, I start to feel like I'm being watched. I don't let it bother me since I am in a new place. I keep walking and I stop. I feel more on guard, and that sense of being watched started to get to me.
Oh, no.
I started to trek again until I got to the picnic spot. This area was 100% overrun by nature. The seats were broken, the grill was rusted, and it just did not feel safe. So I took a pic or two and started my way back. My gut told me to stop and just listen to my surroundings. The problem was that there was no sounds anywhere anymore.
In the rainforest? Yeah, right. Get out of there.
I said to myself, that's it, and I did a brisk walk back to the main trail. Part of me was hoping I'd be whisked away by a Puerto Rican Tarzan, but in reality, with my luck, it would have been a chupacabra and a loincloth ambushing me and draining my blood. I fortunately made it back to the trail and my friends. Later on in the day, I spoke with my new Puerto Rican friend that I had been smitten with, and I told him what happened, and he said, people have disappeared in the forest at night and during the day. One person was found roaming around a road weeks later, but he doesn't know what happened to him. I was like, oh, fudge. That's so scary.
That is so scary.
Okay. A WTF moment 4. This was more recent, around 2015, 16-ish. We were living in a 2-story house. It was at night and we were both sleeping. All of a sudden, he wakes up freaked out, and I, of course, freak out too. He tells me that he was having a dream that he went outside in the backyard and there was a UFO up in the sky. He then tells me that I told myself to wake up, like I was in danger. From that point on, a fire alarm goes off right outside our door. We can't turn it off. Then a few seconds later, our roommate wakes up and he was like, what's going on? Right then and there, another fire alarm closer to the stairs starts going off while the first one turns off. Then right after the second alarm turns off from the stairs and the fire alarm closer to the patio door starts going off, the path of the alarms turning on, then off by themselves would be the path you'd take if you were making your way to our backyard. So
Yeah.
it was like something was triggering the alarms while going under them.
Ew, this should be in a horror movie. That's awesome. That's
He
so
run
scary.
It's so scary. It's like when lights kind of burst out, like,
Yes.
oh
It was just
God.
like, boof, boof, boof. Oh my God.
He runs out to the backyard. He doesn't see anything, but he was telling himself in his dream he needed to wake up. Right at that moment, when my cat Bezel decided to be a butt and jump on my shoulder and claw his way down my lap, I'm going to change my wardrobe now. Anyways, I do have more experiences to tell you, but I figured now 4 stories was enough for the time being. I have included some pics of my cats. I'm not sure of the order, so I'll include the descriptions. Do you want to see some cats?
Absolutely. You kidding?
Let's see.
Let me
Okay.
see some cats.
So I might be doing this out of order. So I did do this out of order.
Oh
This
my
cat is
God.
the picture of the windowsill is our cat. Let's see. There's this one cat. But then
Wow.
there's
Beauty.
let's see, is it this one? This one. No, where are these? Okay. This one is a one-eyed cat. Look at him.
Cute.
Oh my God, I love the one-eyed cat. There's so
Cute.
many more though, Betsy. Let's see. They got these 2 on the counter, some more beautiful cats. My God.
Wow.
And
They're
then
beautiful.
we have this gray cat right here.
Oh,
Wow.
what?
Then we got, let's
Look
see,
at
we
that
got,
fluff.
and then these are 3 outside cats that, so,
Oh, look at them.
yeah, Myrtle was
Wow.
the great one. The ones on the counter were Thackeray and Bezel. And then Pleaky was the blind one. And then the 3 outside cats. And then I think there's one more that I'm missing. So sorry. There's one more that I'm missing. Hold. Not this one, not this one, not this one,
Holding.
not this one. I think I actually did get them all. I did it.
Nice.
I did great.
Good
Wait.
job.
Oh, wait, this one with its nip nops. This one with its nip nops showing.
Nip
Look at this
nops.
guy.
Oh, yes. I want to
Nip
rub that
nops.
belly.
Nip
I want to
nops.
rub that belly.
I love it.
Wow.
Thank you for sending
Beautiful.
these beautiful cats in. And then, yes, that's it. Anyways, good night.
Wow.
Very cool.
What the fuck, man?
Bunch of UFO or something, right?
Something.
We often hear with UFO that like people have recurring
Yes.
experiences with them.
Yes. I was just thinking that of like, oh, a lot of times we hear people, they're like, it's happened multiple times or something
Yeah.
where it is like, I feel we've talked about this of like, are these aliens kind of like, well, we're watching you or following you, or we know that you can sense us or whatever. So we're coming to you again,
Yeah. It's or maybe it's like a like long-term study.
Right. Yeah,
To be like,
exactly. Of like,
we
we've
don't-
been watching you.
Yeah, we don't know a lot about humans and we want to see how they work.
We picked you. Yeah.
Because think about it. We live, humans are averaging like 80-something years, right?
Yeah.
Even though now it seems like there's a lot of people living past 100 these days.
Yeah.
But maybe aliens live way longer. And so to come back and
True.
forth throughout our lifetime is like, just like checking in.
Nothing. Where it is just
Yeah.
like, yep, whatever.
Whatever.
Maybe they're making a movie like that one, Richard Linklater. Remember that movie where it's like he shot it over like 10 years or something with a kid? Did you ever see that?
Boy's Life?
Yes, something like that. Yeah. Boyhood?
Yeah, it's Boyhood. And Patricia Arquette is in it?
Yes.
Yes. Boyhood.
Who is it? Richard Linklater. What's his name? Linklater.
I don't know, but I remember seeing that and being like,
Yeah, Linklater.
yeah,
Linklater. Maybe they're making a movie like that. Maybe you're in an alien movie. That'd be fun.
something to think about.
Something to think about. Okay, I
Mhm.
got one. You ready?
Great. Yes.
This one is titled Dehydrated Sardines.
Oh, ew.
Okay, I
Is that
know. What?
nasty?
I don't know. Hi, Betsy and Marcy. Love you guys so much. I'm a longtime listener and have finally found the time to sit down and write down one of my stories. More to come.
Hell yes.
Sweet. Here we go. I actually sent this story in the form of a voice memo initially, but it was a bit chaotic, and I ran a red light in the middle of it and narrated the whole thing during. Kind of funny, kind of embarrassing. So I figured
LOL.
writing it out would be better. Folks, please be careful if you're driving and telling a story. Ran a red
Absolutely.
light.
Maybe do it before you put it into drive.
Right. Let me take a little swig of water.
Take a little swig of water.
Ha-cha-cha-cha. Okay.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, so I figured writing it out would be better. Yes. Anyway, getting into my story. I've always felt I've had the ability to travel or astral project through my dreams. It's happened a
Whoa.
number of times in my dreams and I was never certain if it was just a dream or if it was something more until one time about 8 years ago I had an incredibly validating experience during my waking life that solidified what I was experiencing was more than a dream. Cool. In this quote unquote dream 8 years ago, I went to sleep but woke up in what felt like a different world. The first thing I noticed upon entering this world was an incredibly vibrant orange and purple sky. Beautiful. I have never seen colors in the way I saw them in this experience. They were truly otherworldly, and the purple and orange painted sky is forever etched in my memory. I was on a beach. I was standing in the sand, but was near an ocean of which the water was crystal clear, but with a slight gray tint to it, and it extended as far as I could see. When I looked down to the sand, I saw a lifeless, dried up fish at my feet. It almost looked like someone had dehydrated a handful of sardines and scattered them on the floor. Instinctually, I knew to pick them up and bring them to the water. In my hands, they remained lifeless, but when I walked them to the crystal gray waters and knelt, the second the fish touched the water, they filled with life and swam away.
Whoa.
Oh, they were lively and fast, and it felt like I'd helped them cross to the other side.
Oh.
Cool. I stayed for a short while and enjoyed the beauty of what I was seeing for a while longer before reawakening in my bed. I was thinking about this experience while getting ready for work that morning. Before I left for work, I look at my phone to see a text from a coworker that read, "Jen, those fish that I brought home from the office died last night." My immediate thoughts, oh shit.
My God.
My coworker had rescued a small tank of fish that another person had left behind in their office with no plan for their care when they quit. We all felt so bad that they had been abandoned, and the coworker who texted me volunteered to bring them home and take care of them. Obviously, she didn't do a great job, but it's the thought that counts.
Well,
I mean, hey,
you
who knows?
tried.
You
It makes
tried.
me so mad.
I know. I feel
So
people
mad.
forget about, it's like, it's fish, whatever. But it's like, no, you
That's
can't.
a life.
You can't do that. Anyway, I knew she was upset, and I tried to explain to her that I think I helped them cross over, and they were full of life on the other side. But I'm pretty sure I just sounded like a crazy person. But either way, I at least finally had an answer. These places I've been that felt real were real in some capacity.
Yes.
Fast forward a few years, and I began dating my now wife. Within a year of us dating, her grandmother started to decline pretty rapidly from congestive heart failure. During this time, my wife wasn't very close with her family, and this caused a lot of guilt, along with the anticipatory grief and worry that she was experiencing surrounding her grandmother's suffering, especially because she hadn't been in contact with the family all that often. One morning, she woke up and said she had the strangest dream that made her feel like her grandmother was going to be okay in the afterlife. As she went on to explain the dream, she said it was almost like she time traveled to the 50s and she saw her grandmother getting into an old time car with friends. She looked happy and full of life, and the sky was this crazy orange and purple.
Whoa. Whoa. That's
Marcy, look at my
nuts.
jaw.
On the floor.
And then the next line is, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, wait, I've been there too. At this point, I had never told her about my experience, and I thought it was absolutely insane that she had this kind of in between life and the afterlife experience in the same place that I did with the fish. At this point, her grandmother had not passed yet, but she had been starting to see people from her life that had passed on, and it was getting really close to the time that she would. The experience of this dream was so real to my wife that she knew her grandmother was going to a place that she would be happy and safe. It was so
Oh.
reassuring to both of us to know that wherever this place was, each of us could validate that it was real, even if we couldn't explain it. Anywho, I've got some other ghost stories to write down for you from an old home I lived in Philadelphia. I have a 15-month-old, so time does not find me easily, but I promise as soon as it does, I'll send them. Love you guys, and don't shit your pants, XO Jen.
Jen.
Whoa.
Look, I found some pictures of the orange purple sky that I know
Beautiful.
exactly what you're talking about, Jen. That's so
Wow. That
nuts.
is so cool. That's
Yeah.
so wild.
Ugh.
Gosh, that's so wild.
I love the validation of like someone calling immediately
Yeah.
to be like, the
Yes.
fish.
Yeah,
I'm glad the
yeah.
fish are okay on the other side
I
too.
know that they're so pumped and like, hey, we're in a big old ocean. We're having a good time.
At first, I was thinking they were like, I think sea monkeys come in dehydrated form and then come back to life.
Oh. You like
Yeah.
drop them into water and they come back to life again?
I think so. That's how they work. But they're probably just
Right.
little shrimp, right? I don't
Like
know.
those
I
little
never.
dehydrated shrimp in the top ramen or the cup of ramen, cup of noodle. Remember those? With the
Uh
tiny little
huh.
shrimps?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Are sea monkeys dehydrated?
They
I
can
gotta
be.
look at. Let's see. Yeah, sea monkeys, a brine shrimp, are sold as dehydrated eggs in a state of cryptobiosis.
Wow, we're
Huh?
scientists. You
I'm
said that
telling you
good. You said that real good.
that I pronounced that word.
Yeah,
Couldn't do
we're
it again.
scientists. Yeah, we'll
Couldn't do it
never
again.
try.
Nope. That was it. That was the time
Wow.
I did it, and it's not happening again.
Never
So
again, folks. You heard it here and you'll never hear it again.
I
So there you
wonder
go.
if Jen is, just tapped into, it's like astral projecting, but also maybe like remote viewing some
Right.
stuff too,
Right.
which I guess same thing, maybe.
Then that Jen's wife had the same thing and it was dealing with essentially the same idea of like moving on.
Yeah.
That's always so wild when you hear of like somebody whose health is declining and then they start seeing people. You hear about that, of
Yeah.
like they're like, oh, there's my mom in the corner or whatever. And it's like, what is that?
I guess just
Are
like,
they
wanting to,
waiting and being like, we're here?
yeah. Coming to like, maybe it's just to like make them less afraid of what happens next.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'd be so mad if I'm like, okay, no one came. What's
Yeah,
going on?
You guys, where were you, huh? Come on.
Come on. I need a
Bud.
travel buddy.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. All right. I'm going to play a listener story.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, get some water.
Betsy, Marcy, longtime listener, love the podcast. First-time contributor. So I have a lot of stories from a lot of different places, but, San Francisco is just such a spooky, atmospheric, and comedy-centric town that I wanted to share that story first.
Nice.
So I lived for a long time in the penthouse, which is just to say the 7th floor of a very cool building on California Street and almost Pacific Heights, but the too low, it's not in the Heights yet. But it was an old, very cool building, I think built for like bachelors, maybe before the big earthquake in 1906.
Whoa.
So it had a lot of history and a lot of grandeur, but it was also kind of, a small apartment as these urban things go. But it had a lot of rich and really cool details in it, including what they called the coffin elevator, which was often out. And a few times I had to get out in between floors. Like if it moved, then you might be cut in half. So it was kind of a scary thing that way. And also the second stairwell for the servants was super scary too. And being on the 7th floor, when I would go out, that's where the garbage chute was, to put the garbage down it. You get really kind of freaked out sometimes that may be where somebody may have like hung themselves or something. And I don't know, if you're having a real bad day, it would give you a really funny feeling.
Wow.
No shitty pants, but it really was a funny feeling up at the top of that space of the second stairwell. But in any case, that's not even the spooky part of it all. So, as I said, this crazy 7th floor, old building, cool old building. But my mom was visiting and, so things are just like a weirder maybe energy there anyway. Small space. And it's Thanksgiving and we have, like the big meal and everything. And then we go drive down the coast just for to get some air and change of pace and come back. And this is all to really say at this point that we really needed to use the bathroom. And I try to get into my bathroom at this point, and it's locked from the inside. Like there's no one's been home.
No, and, that's devastating.
It's just really locked. It's like very locked from the inside, the bathroom. And kind of needless to say, it's a small apartment. There was no other entrance to the bathroom. There's no way it could be locked. Oof. And, there it is. So we had to eventually get a locksmith to come on Thanksgiving.
God.
Oh. And he's just like, I don't know how this happened. Like, I just can't. He just couldn't figure it out, how it happened. And it really spooked him out. And it really took like forever to get it unlocked. It wasn't just like maybe it was like half locked and we shut the door or, then it locked itself. Like it was jammed on, like almost like painted on locked at this point. It was just wild. And so that was kind of the spookiest thing that happened in that apartment. Oh, I just gotta say the bathroom itself, like I found, ripped up like some really gross, carpeting that had been on it. And underneath was an immaculate pink and black checkerboard tile pattern. Like, very cool.
Why would you
but
put
like underneath,
carpet?
like some, I don't know, it was like a little mystery that was there. And the place had a dumbwaiter and an ice box. And it was a very cool place, but damn if that really wasn't the haunted bathroom on Thanksgiving. Anyway, Thank you. That's one story. I'll come back with some more later if you're interested. But I just want to say there are a lot in Connecticut, and Connecticut is the most haunted place in America.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in my house right now with no internet, and that's why I had to do something to pass the time. Anyway, it's spooky in my house now too. So thanks for it all. I'll call back later if you'll bear with it. Thanks.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell us about spooky Connecticut.
I mean, this is a great time to tell everyone to tell us. If your lights go out, make a voice memo, guys.
Yeah. Send a voice memo.
Tell us a spooky story.
Oh, how Thanksgiving.
I know.
Your bathroom's locked. Devastating. This spirit, how dare you? How dare you?
I saw an I Survived about someone like getting in through a bathroom and then attacking someone. And I've always, that scares me so much, but there's no window there. So that wasn't the possibility.
Right.
Huh.
Devastating.
Also, carpet in a bathroom. You know what it made me suspect though?
What?
Have you ever heard of asbestos tiles?
No.
So there's like a type of tile and it's like
Full of asbestos.
yeah, it's like vinyl and whatever, but they're safe unless you pull them up, like unless you break them. So it's really hard.
Oh.
It's really hard to remove them. But they're safe if they're intact. So
Okay. So maybe those tiles were that.
could have been.
Yeah.
So because I only know about it because this woman like bought an old house. I saw this on TikTok. She bought an old house and there was like carpet or something in the kitchen and she's like disgusting and she pulled it up and it was a fucking swastika, but it was made of asbestos tiles, which is probably like truly like around like long ago.
What?
And so she's like, this is the most expensive thing to fix because you have to have like professionals come in and like with like hazmat suits and shit to like, it's really like, and she was like, cool, what a cool find. A lot of people hope they find beautiful wood floors under a carpet.
What? That is crazy.
That's crazy. It's maybe one of the worst humans in the world to be like, I'm going to be a bad person and make it impossible to fix.
I mean, it sounds
Also,
about right. The
the
person
kitchen?
who would do that, like
in the kitchen. Now, I will say that the swastika in another direction actually used to be like hundreds and thousands of years ago a Buddhist symbol, but
right.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But these days it don't work. You can't.
No,
it don't work.
No.
Spooky
Ooh.
dookie though. Spooky
dookie. That place does sound cool. I do
know.
want to see what like a cool old awesome apartment in San Francisco is like. That's awesome.
I haven't been to San Francisco in years. I need to go for a little fun long weekend.
I went a couple of weekends ago for Sketchfest and it was so fun. It's such a fun city.
I should go.
Marcy, go
right now.
Yeah, get out of here right now. Go.
Bye.
Later.
This is a short episode. All right, I'm gonna read another email.
Yes.
It says Ouija in college.
Good. We like where this is going.
Hi, Marcy and Betsy. It's Sam from Ohio with another spoopy story. I will try and keep it short, but no guarantees.
Yes.
And there's a ghost emoji. And I have to say, guys, guarantee, guard, any GUA word, hardest thing for me to spell. Even though I know it's GUA, really? I want to spell it GAU. That's just something about me.
That's fair enough. Just a little something about Marcy.
Just a little something about me. Okay. Like any spooky preteen, I bought a Ouija board from Spencer's. Oh, we grew up in the best time. Didn't we grow up in the best time?
Funny. Spencer's still kicking it, dude.
Oh, A friend of mine spent the night at my house, which we know the basement is haunted AF now. We stayed up late, lit a candle, and tried our hand at it. The planchette moved, but only gave us random letters that really didn't make any sense. So we stopped, and that was it. Never touched her again. Until I took my board to college. I went to a
Yes.
private Mennonite college, only one co ed dorm on campus, and even there, the boys had the top few floors and the girls had the bottom floors. The rules were strict that the opposite gender was not to be in a dorm or on the opposite gender's floor past 10 p.m. The dorm I got assigned to was the farthest from the campus life. And I think I may have, sorry, I'm not reading well today. I think I may have been one of the oldest ROP. What? I think it may have been one of the oldest ROP. I don't know what that means.
Like one of the oldest buildings?
Oh,
Or
it's just a
something?
word. The oldest. ROP is the name. ROPP. There,
Okay.
there was a similar two-floor guys' dorm across the street from ROP,
Yeah,
Brindle.
there it is. Okay.
Man, I'm
Hey.
learning every day.
We're scientists. We're learning every day.
Yes. Being a spooky person, I asked around about our old yet beautiful dorm. I got to know ladies, and friends of a friend that lived up on the third floor showed me a quote unquote janitor's closet that was rarely used. It wasn't at the end. It wasn't at the end of the hall. It was placed almost in the middle of the floor between two rooms because it was in fact a room at one time. There was a story of a young lady who had been stood up by a guy. In her despair, took her own life in her room. She hung herself. The janitor's closet was her old room. It is what I was told by the friend of a friend that lived on the third floor. As the year went on, I made friends with my neighbors and their friends. They had a few girls over, and I brought up my Ouija board and how we should give it a go. I wouldn't say they were extremely excited to do it, but we did end up getting the board from my room. That's funny. They're
That's
like,
really
yeah,
funny. Like, I guess.
cool, Sam.
Sure. All right, I'll go get my board.
Yeah, we were
Sounds
hoping
good.
we wanted to do Jello shots, but I guess we can do
Guess we'll
that
do
too.
Ouija board.
We turned the big overhead light off. The five of us gather around the board on the floor and place two fingers on the planchette. I asked, quote, only those of love and light may talk to us. We welcome you to speak with us tonight, end quote. As we circled the board clockwise 3 times and landed back in the center of the board, no one was brave enough to ask questions, so I stepped up to be the ringleader. And these are all quotes. Are there any spirits with us tonight? The planchette glided across the board to yes. Is there a spirit residing here in Rop Hall? The planchette glided to yes. Mind you, I was not pushing, pulling, moving the planchette to get a reaction from the girls since I knew some history. I was playing the game as it should be played, light touch, and let the planchette take your fingers with it.
Yes.
How did the spirit in rope die? The planchette pulled our fingers. H U N G. What if it went, Betsy, what if it went to RY? Too hungry. Sorry. I mean, that's a way. Taco Bell. At this point, the other girls pull their hands back and start accusing each other of manipulating the planchette.
Good.
2 of the girls that were playing were not residing in our dorm, which made me wonder if that tale was across campus and they hoped that
Yeah.
the residents in Rop Hall would just be okay with it. The tale. When we all settled down a bit after a chat and placing our fingers back onto the planchette, recentering it. Me, being the most curious, ask, are there any other spirits with us? Yes. Are you a spirit from Rupp? No. Did you
Yeah.
stay in Brindle? Yes. Again, the girls squeeze and take their hands back from the board, chittering away. Someone's making it move. We all deny the accusation. I round everyone up. Let's ask a few more questions then.
Yes.
Everyone back at the ready. I ask, did you in Brindle? Stay, I think. Yes. How did you die? Fire. Screams and tears flowed at this answer. I'm done. I can't. I don't want to do this anymore. I told the girls, that's fine. We can stop, but you can't just quit. You have to end the session. You have to because you helped start it. Reluctant hands reached for the planchette while one of the girls still had tears running down her face.
Oh.
Quote, we thank you for speaking with us tonight, spirits. We are now saying goodbye. Circling the board 3 times in clockwise motion with the planchette as I said this and ending on goodbye. The spirit board session was never talked about again. I never had an opportunity to play again while I stayed in the dorm. On move out day at the end of the semester, there was a large box placed in the hall's front door. Donations for the girls of next year. I dropped my Ouija board in there, knowing it would
Yes.
it would scare the more religious folks that
Yes.
would be going through donations later. I ended up transferring to a college further south to move in with my boyfriend. I've never had a Ouija board since then. Never say never, though. Love you, ladies. Sam in Ohio.
Sam, that is so funny. I wonder if Sam looked up like the fire in Brendel Hall or whatever. Like,
Yes.
that is so wild. That's so funny and fun.
Yes. Oh my God. Also, I always think this like, I think the tricky thing with Ouija boards is you don't know who's popping by. And
Right.
just like any kind of like fun party with kids that age, what if someone's lying? Not
Right.
like lying and you moving the board, but like what if the spirit is like, this will be so fun.
True.
Yeah.
Oh. Gee.
Funny.
Funny. I
Funny.
feel like, I wonder if in college I would have been like, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, maybe.
Or if I was like,
Yeah, I mean, it'd be smart to be like, no, but
I mean, it would be very smart, but I'd be like, let's drink a 40 and do some Ouija.
yeah,
Okay.
it does sound fun, right?
It sounds really fun. Sounds really fun.
Unfortunately, very, very much fun.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of,
Mm-hmm.
listen to this story. It's called Booze, like booze, and booze, like booze.
Booze and booze.
Booze and booze. Okay. Hello, Betsy. Hello, Marcy. Recently, my partner and I went on vacation in Nashville. I love to go on walking ghost tours in the cities we visit. This time, I chose a ghost tour bar crawl. Yeah.
Ooh, yes,
A
we like
little
those.
needed we love those. A little needed context. The only people on the tour were me, my partner, his brother, brother's wife, and their 2 adult children. The tour started at Skull's Rainbow Room, located in Printers Alley, downtown Nashville. Our guide told us the story of David Scullman. Scullman was known as the mayor of Printers Alley. This iconic owner and operator of the Rainbow Room was, by all accounts, an amazing person. His nightclub was famous back in the day and had musicians like Waylon Jennings, Hank Williams, and the Supremes performing. Cool.
Whoa.
For 50 years, he was an active presence in that neighborhood until his brutal murder in 1998.
No.
Skull was murdered in his own bar by 2 drifters he had once hired for odd jobs.
Oh, no.
After the story, we went inside the bar to look around and have a drink. Using an EMF meter, we explored the rooms, somewhat awkward around the other guests enjoying a fancy cocktail.
Fair.
Yeah, very fair. I didn't get a lot of reaction on the meter until I was sitting at the bar sipping my drink. Every time I faced it towards the floor, it would light up bright red. Upon leaving for the next part of the tour, the guide asked me if we had any EMF activity around the old pictures of Skull. I said no, but a lot down at the floor in front of the bar. She said his body was found there, and they were never able to get his blood up from the floorboards. Chills.
Oh.
I wish I had more spooky tales from this tour, but a little after the second bar stop, our tour guide was visibly drunk. I was trying to follow her ghostly tales of the Ryman Theater, but it was like watching drunk history live. Something about the ghost of Patsy Cline can be seen in a window. I don't know. Our group decided to call it quits when we completely lost her at the third bar in the ladies' room. Adrian says she's still in there looking for the lost lens to her glasses.
LOL. Oh my God, that's so
This
funny.
is so funny. She did warn us someone would be drunk at the end of the bar crawl. We just didn't know it would be her. Thank you for the great podcast. Keep up the spooky work and don't shit your pants. Love,
my
Ashley,
God.
she, her. That
That's
is so
funny.
fucking funny.
Oh my God, a ghost tour guide being like, someone's gonna be drunk and I don't know who's gonna be.
I want to go on that tour. That is so, that they just lost her on the third bar is so funny.
That's truly so funny. I mean, I went on a ghost tour once where the guides got drunk, but they were driving us around.
Oh my
It was really scary.
God.
It was very
That's very
scary.
scary. That's very scary. They're like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
They like stopped at the Comedy Store and on the Sunset Strip and like disappeared. And it was Bobby Lee started telling us all ghost stories. You know, the comedian Bobby Lee.
Oh yeah, he has tons from those.
Tons of ghost stories. And so he's like telling us all about like, and we're like, where are our actual guides? And then we see them like downing vodka sodas and be like, all right, it's time to get back in the car. And we're like, oh no.
No. My God, that's so scary.
Yeah, so scary.
Can't do that. Come on.
And then we got back in the car, Betsy.
Isn't that weird where it's like, why didn't I just say no?
It's so funny because you're like, well, they're in charge because it's their ghost tour. So that's
Right.
what we do.
Right. It's very funny to have those moments of like, wait a second. I didn't have to do that.
And it was in a big old hearse that had like holes in the floorboards. And
Funny.
when we started the tour, they were like, hey, man, do you guys mind if we get some gas? And I was like, do you need gas? They're like, yeah, man, we do.
So we have to get gas. That is so funny.
So, yeah, very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Manu and I, for our podcast, we were reading 1-star reviews for like ghost tours and stuff in LA, and there's a Santa Monica one about a ghost tour guide who got so drunk during her tour, and it's like, what is this? Like, what's going on?
I mean, I could very easily see that being us in a slightly different timeline.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
if
following another passion, you know?
yes. I mean, I would just be like, I'm not driving. I will give you the coolest drunk tour, but
Yeah, a walking tour.
walking tour. Oh,
Wow.
that's so funny.
Tough
Oh my
stuff.
God.
Well, if anyone
Really
knows
funny.
the missing pieces of that night, please comment and let
Yes, yes.
let our friend Ashley know what she didn't get to hear.
Yeah, what was going on with Patsy Cline in a window? Come
Yeah.
on.
All right, I'm gonna play one last little story, a quick
Yeah.
one.
Let's
All right.
do it.
Okay, doke.
Hi Marcy, hi Betsy. This is Andrea from Alaska. I'm just decorating in orange for the Christmas season and I thought I'd share my story with you. Do you remember the first dream you've ever had? For me, it takes me back to my childhood. I'm probably around 3 years old, and for the longest time, I had terrible time sleeping on my own. I was absolutely petrified of the dark. And so me being my little petrified of the dark self would often find myself sleeping on my parents' floor in a sleeping bag on my mom's side of the bed. So one night I'm sleeping in my little sleeping bag on my mom's side of the bed on the floor, and I'm dreaming. And in my dream world, I wake up and it's daytime. I'm in my parents' bedroom. I get out of my sleeping bag, look over my parents' bed, and in the corner of the room, I see a man. And he's standing in the corner, kind of hunched over, and he's kind of praying. And for some reason, in my mind, I knew he was a rabbi. So this rabbi is standing in the corner praying, and then he finally makes eye contact with me. And it's not until he makes eye contact with me that I see the rest of the scene. So besides my dad's side of the bed is a ton of barbed wire and this pit of earth. And the rabbi making eye contact with me just solemnly says, "Don't step on Jesus's grave."
My God.
And I woke up. And that's the first dream I ever remember having. It was kind of spooky and it stuck with me a long time, but I don't know. What was your first dream? Thanks. Love the show. Bye.
What the hell?
That is such a scary dream to remember.
Yeah. What the hell? And also, what does a 3-year-old know about any of that stuff, right?
I know.
Like,
that is so strange.
what the fuck?
I've talked about this, and it might be the first one I remember. I feel I was like 3 or 4 or something, and I had a dream where a Snickers bar was floating over my head, and I was reaching for it in the dream, and then I woke up, and my arm was in the air, and I was like, whoa.
That's so cute, Betsy. That's so cute.
And I remember it pretty clearly.
Now, I mean, psychoanalyzing a 3-year-old's dream is not, I guess, the most productive because they're working with less information than an adult, right?
That's a lot of information, though.
Exactly. Like the rabbi, the barbed wire, the Jesus's grave, like.
Yeah. I feel if an
Wow.
adult friend was like, hey, I had this dream, I'd be like, whoa, what's going on, dude?
Yeah, I mean, you could really go into some like Jungian stuff there of like what it means to you.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm trying to think of, I don't know what my first dream was, but I remember having a dream about being in a kiddie pool. And there was like, it was like a kiddie pool that my grandparents had. And they had like basically like what would have been a slide, but it was a slide that was on the ground all the way back to my house. So like, and there all of a sudden a shark came up in the kiddie pool.
Oh my God.
And so we were running away on the slide and the shark is coming after us.
Ooh, up the, like down the slide?
Yeah,
the shark was
but it's
going
like
on the slide?
But it's like flat land, so it wasn't even like a real slide. I don't know what that's about, other than maybe seeing the movie Jaws too young.
That could be.
Because I was like 4 when it happened.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
No, that's so wild. I like this though. Of like, hey, send in your first dreams that you remembered, because that's fun to think about. Like, oh my God,
what was it? Yeah,
what really stuck with you? Yeah,
guys, please send us more. Send more to us.
Yes,
funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Yep.
We're always looking for more.
We are. It's true. It's true. We are. Yeah. Thanks for listening too.
Yeah, thanks
You're
thanks
the best.
for listening.
Marcy, say thank you for listening.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye. Oh, yeah. And thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants!